Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayana Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Nashtaprayesha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttam Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki. So continuing with the discussion on Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 21, entitled Conversation between Swayambhuva Manu and Kardama Muni, text number 48 onwards. Atho tajam upayatam nridevam pranatam pura saparyaya parya grihanta pratinandyanurupaya. Seeing that the monarch had come to his hermitage and was bowing before him, the sage greeted him with benediction and received him with due honor. Emperor Swayambhuva Manu not only approached the cottage of dried leaves possessed by the hermit Kardam, but also offered respectful obeisances unto him. Similarly, it was the duty of the hermit to offer blessings to kings who used to approach his hermitage in the jungle. So as we know from the past time, so Swayambhuva Manu, along with his wife and daughter Devhuti, he was looking for suitable groom for his daughter. So as instructed by Lord Narayan to Kardama Muni, that Swayambhuva Manu will come day after tomorrow to your hermitage to offer his daughter in marriage to Kardama Muni. So this king or Swayambhuva Manu has reached the hermitage, and Kardama Muni received him with benediction and gave him benediction and received. So now Swayambhuva Manu is a Kshatriya and Kardama Muni is a Brahman. Although Kardama Muni will be his son-in-law later on, but still he's a Brahman. So they're both following the proper etiquettes. Another point to be noted here, both Swayambhuva Manu and Kardama Muni, they are actually sons of Brahma. They are both born from Brahma. They both came out of Brahma. But Kardama Muni is going to marry the daughter of Swayambhuva Manu. So somebody can create comments, but at that time, the point was to populate the earth or populate the whole world. And that was the beauty at that time. Text 49. Grihitarahanam asinam samyatam prinayan munihi smaran bhagavadadesham iti aha shlalakshanaya gira. After receiving the sage's attention, the king sat down and was silent. Recalling the instructions of the Lord, Kardam then spoke to the king as follows, delighted him with his sweet accents. Nunam chankramanam deva satam samrakshanaite vadhaya chasatam yastvam hare shaktirhi palini. The tour you have undertaken, O Lord, is surely intended to protect the virtuous and kill the demons, since you embody the protecting energy of Sri Hari. It appears from many Vedic literatures, especially histories like Srimad Bhagavatam and the Puranas, that the pious kings of old used to tour their kingdoms in order to give protection to the pious citizens and to chastise or kill the impious. Sometimes they used to kill animals in the forest to practice the killing art, because without such practice they would not be able to kill the undesirable elements. Kshatriyas are allowed to commit violence in that way because violence for a good purpose is a part of their duty. So this is what Kardama Muni told the king, "O Lord, you surely intended to protect the virtuous and kill the demons, because the tour you have taken So Prabhupada explains Kshatriyas used to practice in the forest by killing animals because they had to practice the killing art. Otherwise, how would they be able to protect their citizens? But killing of animals, first of all, it was not like they would hide behind a tree or sit on a tree and with a high powered rifle they would just kill the animal. They would get in front of the animal, whether it would be lion or tiger or an elephant or bear, and fight with that animal and kill him. So that was different. That's how they used to get trained. Here two terms are clearly mentioned: vadhaya for the purpose of killing asatam, those who are undesirable. The protecting energy of the king is supposed to be the energy of the Supreme Lord. In Bhagavad Gita, the Lord says, Paritranaya sadhuna minashaya cha dushkrita. The Lord descends to give protection to the pious and to kill the demons. The potency, therefore, to give protection to the pious and kill the demons or undesirables is directly an energy from the Supreme Lord. And the king or the chief executive of the state is supposed to possess such energy. In this age, it is very difficult to find such a head of state who is expert in killing the undesirables. Modern heads of state sit very nicely in their palaces and try without reason to kill innocent persons. So the killing is allowed, but the killing is allowed for of the undesirable persons. Undesirable means people who are breaking the laws, not the innocent people. And especially, like previously we read so many places, Prabhupada saying that Brahmins, old men, children, ladies, and animals are not supposed to be killed. Of course, the animals in the forest, as a matter of practicing for Kshatriyas, that's a different story. But animals for eating purposes, slaughterhouses, that's not supposed to happen. So Prabhupada said those kind of kings are not there anymore. This is Kali Yuga. So the king or the chief executive of the state who has such energy that to uh, protect the righteous men and to kill the undesirable, that energy is representative of God. It comes from Krishna. Because Krishna does the same thing. So any king, any leader who is following that is doing the same thing. Now, here also, just like Arjun, when he approached, or when Krishna was telling Arjun to fight, and he refused, and Krishna had to give him the whole knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. So killing that way is okay, but whimsically killing is also not okay. One has to act according to the scriptures and in following the instructions of his spiritual master. Even for Kshatriyas, killing is required, but whimsical killing or irresponsible killing is not at all recommended. That's where the guru comes in picture. And guru, of course, Prabhupada has given many times the qualities of a guru. So that kind of guru who can guide the disciple, Kshatriya disciple, on the right path is very much required. Otherwise, the Kshatriyas, this is what has happened now. They all have gone astray because of the power. They have the power. They can do whatever. Yoarkendu vagrindu vayunam yam dharma prachetasam rupani sthan adhatse tasmai shuklai te namaha. You assume when necessary the part of the sun god, the moon god, Agni, the god of fire, Indra, the lord of paradise, Vayu, the wind god, Yama, the god of punishment, Dharma, the god of piety, and Varuna, the god presiding over the waters. All obeisances to you who are none other than Lord Vishnu. Since the sage Kardam was a Brahman and Swayambhuva was a Kshatriya, the sage was not supposed to offer obeisances to the king because socially his position was greater than the king's. But he offered his obeisances to Swayambhuva Manu because as Manu, king and emperor, he was the representative of the Supreme Lord. The Supreme Lord is always worshipable, regardless of whether one is a Brahman, a Kshatriya, or a Shudra. As a representative of the Supreme Lord, the king deserved respectful obeisances from everyone. So, king is considered a representative of the Supreme Lord. That's why king is also known as Nridev. Nridev means like among all the Nri means the population or the person, is a Devta of Nri for all the persons. So he is considered as a representative of the Supreme Lord. Supreme Lord maintains everybody, so king is supposed to maintain his population. Maintain means everybody in the population, not just a human being, animals, plants, fishes, everybody. Just like, although it was Kali Yuga, but Sanatan Goswami, he was acting, he was working as a minister under Nawab Hussain Shah. But when Sanatan Goswami met Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Ramkeli, and after Mahaprabhu left, so Sanatan and Rupa Goswami, both brothers, they both were ministers. So they, after some certain time, they both decided to resign from their post. So they both resigned. Rupa Goswami immediately left for Vrindavan, but Sanatan Goswami was there in Ramkeli, and he actually hadn't resigned, but he had taken a medical sick leave. So the Nawab was outside, somewhere out of town. He was in the middle of the war. He came back and he saw Sanatan Goswami was not there in the palace. So he asked the other ministers. So they said, "Oh, Sanatan Goswami is on sick leave. He says he's sick. He cannot come." So Nawab sent one of his ministers and doctors maybe to find out what's happening, because he very much relied on Rupa and Sanatan Goswami to run the kingdom. So when these people came to see Sanatan Goswami was hale and hearty, and he was busy listening to Srimad Bhagavatam from different Brahmins in his house. So they went back and reported to Nawab. So Nawab got very angry and he came to see Sanatan Goswami. The point I'm making is, as soon as Nawab Hussain Shah, who was a Muslim king, he was not even a follower of any Vedic tradition, and he was responsible for killing so many Brahmins, breaking so many temples. But as soon as he entered the house of Sanatan Goswami and the other Brahmins were sitting there, they all stood up and welcomed Nawab Hussain Shah. Why? Because they considered Nawab Hussain Shah is a king, so he is a representative of Krishna. That is following Dharma. That is really following the Dharma. Text 52 to 54. Na yada ratham asthaya jatram mani ganarpitam visfurja chanda kodando rathentra sayanaghan swasanya charan kshurnam vepiyan mandalam bhuva vikarshan brihatim senam paryatasyan shumaniva तदैव सेत्वः सर्वे वर्णाश्रम निबंधना भगवत रचिता राजन भिद्येरन बद्धस्युभिः. If you did not mount your victorious jeweled chariot, whose mere presence threatens culprits, if you did not produce fierce sounds by the twanging of a bow, and if you did not roam about the world like the brilliant sun, leading a huge army, whose trembling feet cause the globe of the earth to tremble, then all the moral laws governing the varnas and ashrams created by the Lord Himself would be broken by the rogues and rascals. It is the duty of a responsible king to protect the social and spiritual orders in human society. The spiritual orders are divided into four ashrams: brahmacharya, grihastha, vanprastha, and sannyas. And the social orders, according to work and qualification, are made up of the Brahmins, the Kshatriyas, the Vaishyas, and the Shudras. These social orders, according to the different grades of work and qualification, are described in Bhagavad Gita. Unfortunately, for want of proper protection by responsible kings, the system of social and spiritual orders has now become a hereditary caste system. So earlier it was very, very much spiritual and efficient Varnashram system. But because there are now more responsible kings protecting the population and protecting the dharma, so it has become a hereditary caste system, which is completely wrong. But this is not the actual system. Human society means that society which is making progress towards spiritual realization. The most advanced human society was known as Arya. Arya refers to those who are advancing. So the question is, which society is advancing? Advancing does not mean creating material necessities unnecessarily and thus wasting human energy in aggravation over so-called material comforts. Real advancement is advancement towards spiritual realization. And the community which acted towards this end was known as the Aryan civilization. So that is society was called Arya. This is what Krishna also tells Arjuna when Arjuna refuses to fight in the beginning. And then Krishna says, Anaryam justam asvargam akirtikaram Arjuna. Means, why you're acting like an Anarya? Anarya means those who don't know the value of human life. So the real advancement is towards spiritual realization, and the community which acted towards this end was known as the Aryan civilization. Not like the Germans during Second World War, Hitler was there, and they would call themselves as Aryan civilization actually. For them, Aryan meant the chosen one. They thought they are the chosen one. They are the best ones, so they can just rule over the whole world, or they could kill as many Jews as possible. But that's not what Aryan means. Aryan means those who are working on their spiritual realization. They are advancing on the path of spiritual realization. The intelligent men, the Brahmins, as exemplified by Karta Muni, were engaged in advancing in spiritual cause, and Kshatriyas like Emperor Swayambhuva used to rule the country and ensure that all facilities for spiritual realization were nicely provided. It is the duty of the king to travel all over the country and see that everything is in order. Indian civilization, on the basis of four varnas and ashrams, deteriorated because of her dependency on foreigners or those who did not follow the civilization of varnashram. Thus, the varnashram system has now been degraded into the caste system. So, Indian civilization, as Prabhupada said, it got deteriorated, especially the varnashram system, which was for the proper upkeep of the society. Because first the Mughals ruled over and then the British came, and they never followed any civilization. Forget about civilization of Varnashram. They were not even part of Varnashram system. They were lower than the Varna, Malechas and Yavans. So they basically ruled by the sword and by politics. And that's why they just killed the whole Varnashram system, killed the whole Vedic knowledge and Vedic system that was prevalent in India. And not and killed, converted so many Hindus into Muslims, into Christians, deteriorated the whole Gurukul system, and they created this kind of mentality among Indians, of people of Sanatan system, following the Sanatan system. They created this kind of mentality, is that Vedic system is for aborigines, means for Adivasis. This is not scientific. Does not make sense at all. Whatever is written in Vedas. So, well, with Muslims, it was like either you convert to Islam or die, and with Christians, it was you just forget about Hindu religion. This is for Adivasis. You want to become modern like us because we have white skin and we wear pant and shirt and we drink tea and we openly mingle with women. So this is modern. Whatever you're studying or whatever you learned, wearing dhoti, putting on tilak, shaving your head, and respecting women, this is all backwards. And Indians really followed that. Because first of all, the Brahmins and the system was completely killed by the Muslims. And then British came. So they enticed them into that. And the Indians just followed that. Till Srila Prabhupada came. Srila Prabhupada has changed the whole thing by his books. That is why Krishna sent Prabhupada to give these books. Of course, before Prabhupada, Mahaprabhu came, and before Mahaprabhu, all the four powerful acharyas came, and they tried to establish. But that was during the Muslim time. Islam was rampant. And then Mahaprabhu's followers, and of course, again the movement went down, but Bhaktivinoda Thakur revived it during British time, and then Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and then Srila Prabhupada. Of course, other disciples of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur also tried to re-establish the Varnashram system, the teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the real Sanatan Dharma. But with Srila Prabhupada coming and giving his books, the comment purports of his books, and him, Krishna making arrangement for him to come to America and establishing the movement here, so that when he went back to India, with the movement already established in America, Indians took it seriously. Because anything that comes from a European country, for Indians, it is like really coming from Vaikuntha planets. So it was all Krishna's arrangement, obviously. So the movement first he established here. Then when he went back, Indians took it up seriously. And now, obviously, the movement is really strong in India, not as strong as in America as it was before. And all over the world, the movement is growing. Because this knowledge was lacking. When before even I studied Prabhupada books, never even knew about Varnashram system. Never touched, forget about reading, never had touched Bhagavad Gita. Only thing about Bhagavad Gita I knew was in the movies when they show Bhagavad Gita pe haath rakh ke kasam khai. That's it. Shrimad Bhagavatam, never even heard of Shrimad Bhagavatam. Talk about seeing or touching or reading. Never even heard of Shrimad Bhagavatam. There's some literature, Shrimad Bhagavatam existed. I'm sure, all of you must have had better experience than I had. But this is all Prabhupada's purpose and Prabhupada's mission that he created. And it is spreading all over the world. The people are again giving respect to the Sanatan Dharma, to the Varnashram system, to the scriptures coming from Vedic times, Vedic literature. They're giving respect to that. Not just giving respect, following that. Especially all the books that Prabhupada translated. Of course, other books are also very, very important, Vedas and everything. But whatever Prabhupada translated, people are really giving respect to that, really learning from it. And devotees have been going out and debating with scholars all over the world and basically convincing them the values given in the Vedic literature. It was all completely lost. And just one person, Srila Prabhupada, revived it all. So we have to, of course, there's one paragraph left, so the time is over. You can read that paragraph on your own. And so we have to thank Prabhupada for his contribution in reviving the Vedic literature, Vedic system. Now, people proudly wear dhoti kurta even in public, shave their head and keep shikha and dance and chant on the Harinam, take out Harinam processions. Who had ever even thought of doing all this earlier? So anyway, we'll stop here. See anybody has any questions or comments.
Hare
Thank
Krishna,
you very much.
Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. It's enlightening.
Thank you.
In fact, Shyam Sundar Prabhuji also on Sundays told the same thing, that Prabhupada, when he came to Mumbai, so he had to call all the disciples from Western countries. And you rightly said, Prabhuji, thank you so much for enlightening us and hammering it home. We need to read the books.
We do. Not only read, distribute also.
Agree, Prabhuji.
Yes, Radha Prabhu, you were saying something?
I said thank you very much for this wonderful class today.
Thank you.
Things as Pramod Mohanty Prabhu said was reinforced. So we understand what's the importance of distributing Prabhupada's books. And I want to mention one more thing. Archana Mataji took about 20 Bhagavad Gitas and distributed last month.
Oh, Jai, Haribo. Thank you, Mata.
Prabhupada, Prabhuji. All mercy,
Thank
Prabhupada mercy. I will take more, Prabhuji.
Jai.
Hari Bol.
Very good.
Hari Bol. Hari Bol.
So we can stop here.
Jai
You all have a wonderful day. Hare Krishna.
Jai
Srila
Srila Prabhupada.
Jai Srila Prabhupada. Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.